This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. Well, Math Hoffa TV. Shout out to Math Hoffa. I caught one of his podcasts, and it takes place in a barbershop. I watch it every once in a while. It's pretty good stuff. And on this one, they were discussing why Jay-Z got away from Dame Dash. And a lot of people were making the point that Jay-Z keeps the same people around him. For most of his career, and Dame Dash was kind of veering off course. Jay-Z wanted to be known as the CEO too, but Dame Dash was trying to take credit for everything instead of playing the background. Now, that's one way to look at it, and Dame Dash was very outspoken, yelled at people. That was his style, but that's what got them in the building. Dame Dash's persistence and belief in Jay-Z is what got them in the building and got them a 50-50 share with Def Jam. Nobody wanted to sign Jay-Z in the beginning. Dame Dash was relentless. The Dame Dash you see yelling at people and everything, that's what gets you in the building. Now, it's not always the best for building relationships with people, though. Now, I have a different perspective on this. Why did Jay-Z get rid of... Now, it's similar to the perspective that they were talking about on there, that yes, Jay-Z wanted to be known as a CEO himself, and he had a different vision. Visions change over a decade, and that's how long they had Rockefeller together. But here's the thing. Dame Dash, Jay-Z always had a chip on his shoulder about Dame Dash, and this goes for every artist, not just Jay-Z. Artists, and I've experienced this myself, and I hate it. I know people hate it when I, interject myself in my life into this. But artists, when Jay-Z started on the bottom tier, right, and worked his way up to being top-selling artist, top of the game, number one, right? But Dame Dash and Biggs were never gonna treat him like everybody else treats him, like Lear Cohen treats him, and everybody in the building, everybody that's under Jay-Z now treats him like a superstar. But Dame Dash and Biggs never would do that because they were all friends in the beginning. And sometimes an artist's ego can't take that. They want people under them that look at them as just a superstar. You don't look at them as Jay-Z from the beginning, Sean Carter, right? He wants to be known as Jay-Z. He wants to be looked at as Jay-Z. And OG Wan and all these guys, they're going to look at him as such. And they're never going to challenge him, really. The people that would challenge him is Dame Dash. Biggs won't anymore. Biggs got kind of under the... Biggs had a whole redo. He had to go to jail and all this other stuff, and he just had to get in the door, and he'll play the game. Dame Dash will never play the game. Dame Dash is his own boss, and he's always going to feel that way. And he's always going to challenge, especially a Jay-Z, because he knew him and he grew with him. They grew together. They built their legacy together. So you'll see a lot of artists that start with certain people, right? And once they make it to the fame, you'll see their whole team change. And then they'll rock with those people, right? Because those people are always going to look at them as an accomplished artist, not the artist that started with nothing. A great example for me is 2 Chainz. I met him as Titty Boy. He was part of Duffel Bag Boys, right? And when I first started working with him, he wasn't getting a lot of love as a solo artist. People weren't really posting it that much. People weren't really taking him serious. I saw something in him, and other people did too, not just me, okay? Bigger Rankin did, the DJ that he messes with from TJ Tech or something like that, yeah. Technique, yeah. So I was like, there's something special about this guy. I'm gonna work with him. And I didn't charge him anything. Same with Yo Gotti. I didn't charge him anything in the beginning. We just worked because I believed in them. And I was like, the way I looked at it was, if I can get them on, right, then they'll always keep me on. They'll always look out for me because I looked out for them. I didn't sign anything with them. They wouldn't have signed anything with me anyways. Yo Gotti was already doing his own thing, and Titty Boy was too. But I gave them that boost around 2008, 2009, 2010 that they needed to get to the next level. But guess what? And this is the only time I've experienced that. They artists move on. I was never going to treat them like a superstar because I knew them from when they weren't superstars. You know, Yo Gotti had a following, but he wasn't a superstar at that moment. Titty Boy had a following, but he was a superstar at that point. And I believed in them. Did a ton of videos with them, like 20 videos each. Put them all at the top, World Star and everything when I was partners over there, and they blew up. They both blew up. But at one point, I noticed and this isn't just them, this is many artists, but I feel more like I did more for these two specifically, because I really just saw something, and I flew myself to go meet with Yo Gotti. 2 Chainz, I dropped certain things I was doing just to do videos with him to make sure we always had one in the clip to go out. And they change up on you. They just work you out because they want people around them that are going to treat him as a superstar and be a yes man. And that's the same thing with Jay-Z. Jay-Z would, Dame Dash talks about this. Anything Dame was doing, he would try to go against it. Like when Dame Dash had Armadale, Jay-Z would go do a promo with Goose, to a competitor. When Dame Dash did Rockefeller clothing, Rockaware, right? Jay-Z said, we're not doing that anymore. We're doing S. Carter wear. He would just go against him at every play. Even the whole thing where Dame Dash saw them having Rockefeller forever. Jay-Z found a way to just... Oh, then Jay-Z retired. Jay-Z retired when things were going south with business. Like when he felt like he wanted to move on from Rockefeller, he announced his retirement. Then they ended up just, he said, okay, Dame Dash was just done with it. I'm sure there was a lot of friction in the building, as, a lot of people point out. Jay-Z had moved his office out and everything. And he moved on. And they just decided to sell the company, and they sold their 50% to Def Jam, and then Jay-Z got it all back and became the CEO, the head of Def Jam. Then unretired, and went right back into it. Jay-Z just had a chip on his shoulder because Dame Dash would never treat him like a yes man. He wouldn't be a yes man around Jay-Z. He wouldn't fall in place like Jay-Z wanted, because artists have egos. It all boils down to ego. Dame Dash has an ego too. Dame Dash could have fell back a little bit, or they could have talked about it, but people don't talk things out, and it is what it is. But that's my perspective on that. Shout out to Math Hoffa TV. Shout out to Math Hoffa. I like their perspective there as well. There's so many ways to look at that situation, and it's actually heartbreaking for people like us that grew up, listening to Rockefeller and looking up to them, and they're part of the reason why we even got into doing what we're doing. He's a rapper and podcast. He does a lot of stuff, Math Hoffa, and me. Dame Dash was inspiring to me. I met them. I pretended to work for MTV just to do the behind the scenes of Oh Boy video when I was in my first year in college, man. I went over there and I called up Rockefeller and pretended I worked for MTV just to do the behind the scenes, because I knew I could sell the footage to this other company that had a hip hop show developing on NBC, and that was my hustle for a while, getting footage behind the scenes of stuff and selling it to this company that had a hip-hop show at NBC. That's how I got in the game. That's how I upgraded my camera equipment. Then I started pretending I could direct videos. Sometimes you got to fake your way in the game. Jay-Z and them did it. Sometimes you got to just act the part. Act the part, man. You got to just do it. You can't always... Don't be totally dishonest, but a little... stretching of the truth has never hurt anybody, right? Well, it depends, but at your own risk. Anyways, guys, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.